Jesse Watters has only had his primetime show that replaced Tucker Carlson's primetime show for a few weeks now. And already Jesse Watters is making sure that everybody understands that he is in fact the dumbest person in primetime on Fox News. Unfortunately, he's not dumb enough yet for me to say he's the dumbest person on Fox News, but he's definitely the dumbest person in primetime. Because at the end of last week, Jesse Watters went out there and addressed all the hoopla about Florida's new educational standards that says teachers in Florida now legally have to tell their students that slaves learned a lot of useful skills while being owned by other human beings in American history. Like, yeah, it was torture, there was plenty of assault and abuse, and yes, they were stolen from their homeland, sold and treated as property, but they learned some really super cool things while they were doing this. So, gets it all evens out. It's what you legally have to teach down in the state of Florida. So Jesse Watters goes out there Friday evening and he says, whoa, folks. People are saying that the law says this, but it doesn't say that. Instead, the law says exactly what the critics are saying it says. Now, here is a clip. This is Jesse Watters speaking 4 sentences where he starts off saying one thing and in the last sentence actually confirms that he was lying in the first sentence. Take a look.
No one is arguing slaves benefited from slavery. No one is saying that. It's not true. They're teaching how black people developed skills during slavery in some instances that could be applied for their own personal benefit.
He totally contradicted himself in the span of 4 sentences, folks. Like, no, nobody's saying it benefited them. And then his last sentence is literally, in some instances that could be applied for their own personal benefit. Nobody's saying it benefited them except for the times when it benefited them, right? That's literally what this man is saying. I don't understand how you can get any dumber than that. I don't understand how this man can have an audience that didn't immediately watch that clip and say, whoa, what the frick, dude? You just said nobody says it benefits them, and then 3 sentences later you say it did benefit them. So you're admitting that everything that the critics are saying about this ridiculous ass-backwards Florida law, you're admitting everything is true. Everything the critics are saying is true. And by the way, yes, this is a disgusting law. It is, I mean, look, my wife teaches middle school, and this law is specifically directed at middle school teachers who have to talk about these things. Like, I don't know how she's going to do it. She said she's not. We'll see what happens. I would love, by the way, to be able to be the one to challenge that in court. So, personally, we'll see. But as a state, part of the United States, this is absolutely and quite literally whitewashing American history. Because it goes a little further than that, too. It doesn't just say that you have to teach your kids that slaves learned how to do some really badass things. You also have to teach them that the 1920 Ocoee Massacre that happened because 2 black men in the town of Riverside, Florida, tried to vote. The KKK chased them off, then came back, killed dozens of people, burned dozens of people to the ground. They're now required to teach that massacre of white supremacists killing black people was also black on black violence. Oh, and black people killed white people during it too. We're whitewashing history down here in Florida. We are chasing off good teachers. We are chasing off competent people. And we're going to be left with the dumbest of the dumb. We're going to be left with an electorate in Florida here that is so dumb and so uneducated that they're going to watch that clip of Jesse Watters and not even realize how he contradicted himself and proved that everything the critics are saying is correct. Which, by the way, happens to be exactly what Republicans and the folks at Fox News want to happen. They need stupid people, or they don't have careers anymore. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.